are progressing. So you people are going to be the first people in history to hear a rabbi attempt to speak for less than 5 minutes. I'm Rabbi Glaser from Temple Israel. My last gig actually was at Knollwood Place. I killed. That's I had to say Kaddish a lot after that. But anyway, that's a good thing to pull out, a little liturgy when you're under the gun. So, you know, we have a lot of, we're lousy with rabbis at Temple Israel. That's how we like to say it. There are 3 rabbis and multiple cantors, and it's great. Rabbi Zimmerman, as many of you know, is the compassionate rabbi. And now we have a new rabbi, Rabbi Gertman, and she is the smart, hip, energetic, young rabbi. And I am known as the inappropriate rabbi. So that's just by way of letting you know what's in the next 5 minutes. So it's a great place to work. It's a great place to work. I am surrounded by women. Everybody in this place is a woman now, except for a couple of us. The place is entirely run by women. You're right. It's been a long day. I was there all day. Seriously, our senior rabbi is a woman. The other rabbi is a woman. Our president is a woman. Our chief operating officer is a woman. Our executive director is a woman. And we have a very powerful sisterhood. All women, not such a big deal, except you have to come up with answers like, oh, does this tallis make me look fat? Yes. No, it doesn't, not at all. And your hair looks lovely tonight. So saith the Lord, blessed be she. Just gotta watch out how you come. So we've got a lot of bar mitzvahs coming up, and we're dividing up the other day who does what bar and bat mitzvah, you know, and I said, well, I want to work with that kid because I know the family really well and we're really close. And Rabbi Z goes, you know, well, they hate you. They can't stand you. And I'm like shocked. They've been sweet to me for all these years, and I always thought they were. And so I finally got it. After 12 years in this state, I now know that I have been mispronouncing it. It's Minnesota knife. But anyway, what a summer it's been, huh? It's been quite a summer. Our last comic told us about that. The heat, the economy, our state budget, San Francisco trying to ban circumcision. I said ban, not revoke. Don't worry, the guy down. But here's some real stuff going on near Temple. Near Temple, this is a true story. I've been dealing with this all week, as a matter of fact, a couple of weeks. There's a new porn shop opening. I kid you not, right across the street from our sanctuary. Right across. I mean, you open the doors, you can see right out there it is. New porn shop. Which gives a new meaning, an entirely new meaning to please rise to the Baruch Hu. Whoa, losing members by the minute here. How about you say, from Temple Israel? Well, there's a sign up out there. When Savoy Pizza opened, we were all treated to free samples. What kind of samples are we going to get now? That's what I want to know. They do sell a variety of stripper poles. I'm not kidding. We looked it up on the site. But we already have several at Temple. We call them the chuppah. But we would never make a bride do that. She already has to circle the guy 7 times. She pretty much has him snagged. But literally, you know, you open the back doors like you do, you know, when you're at the end of L'Chadodi and to welcome the Sabbath Queen, and there it'll be Larry Flint's Hollywood Hustler store. Everybody will be staring right at it. How's the Sabbath Queen supposed to keep anybody's attention after that? Oh, maybe she'll shop there. That's one way to do it. And to make matters worse, it's located right next to a Jiffy Lube. I don't even have a joke for that yet. I'm just trying to see if that in itself is a funny concept. Jiffy Lube. It is really. Okay, so there was a meeting at Temple about this. Like, what do we do about this? We've got a porn shop going up there. Larry Flint was in town. You know, he bought this property. The zoning lawyer said, you know, you just got to watch out for the one holiday these porn places really go nuts over. And I yelled, Passover? And he said, no, Halloween. Halloween. Turns out it's Halloween. I thought it was Passover. I think that's a sexy holiday. Flatbread, bitter herb, roast bone of lamb, parsley. Anyway, Temple's in a great. I was sexy. Temple's in a great neighborhood, as you probably know now. We now have across the street, in addition to this new place, Larry Flint place, we have the Cockpit, the Smitten Kitten, we have Lyle's Liquor Lounge, we have head shops, we have naughty bookstores, Victoria's Secret up the street, tattoo parlors. So we don't know what to do about it other than to try to maybe get Temple to, to go for, for some blue material, so as to get that clientele into our doors too, So we're thinking about, like signs for sermons, looking for love, come daven with us. New gift shop item downstairs, calendar for the Jewish calendar, the women of the sisterhood. That'll get them back over. Anyway, it's hard to keep up with the young crowd, with people who really, the young groovy crowd. We've replaced our Tot Shabbat with a Shot Shabbat, saying, to try to bring the young adults in. We like that. And lots of tattoos these days. Have you noticed how many people are walking around with tattoos? Like the whole thing down the sleeve, and as many of you know, it's absolutely forbidden by Jewish law. I know that because I have it written right here on my tuchas. or as Michelle Bachman would say, touches. My touches. Okay. So, I'm just kidding. I can show you. Did you hear what Rabbi Glaser did on the stage? Really toast. So a young adult in our temple actually came into my office recently and asked, everybody's getting tattoos, Rabbi. I would really like to get one too, but I understand that tattoos are forbidden by Jewish law, but I want to know if I get a Hebrew word tattooed on my hip, will that be okay? She gave me a big smile. Will that be okay? And I said, well, it really isn't. She goes, I'm not going to do what you say anyway. But I just wanted to ask, And I said, so what word are you going to put? She goes, I'm going to get a chai, chet yud. So I said, listen, you do whatever you want. Obviously, nobody listens to rabbis anymore. So, right? So she goes out and she does it, but she goes to a goyish tattoo parlor. What other kind is there? The Hirschman doesn't know what he's doing, and he tattoos her left to right. So now it spells yech. See? God works in mysterious ways. Rest my case. So a lot of people have noticed my tie today. I've been walking around with this. As you can see, it's a very beautiful tie. It's a Beatles tie. It's about a Beatles song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps is what this is. I once tried to see if I could not get a tie for every single portion of the Torah. I thought that would be really great. Garden of Eden, creation, nice, plants and flowers and animals and trees and stuff like that, and stars. Maybe a Noah's Ark one with the ark sailing into the across into the waters. Maybe something at Mount Sinai. But do you know how hard it is? So I did this for a while and I was doing okay, but you know how hard it is to find a tie that depicts leprosy? Nobody has them. Or an offering by fire of the fat parts of the cow? Tie. Or a death by stoning? Tie. No, they just don't make them. Or if a man lieth with a sheep, he shall be stoned to death, and the sheep will be stoned to death as well. Tie. That's in the Torah, It is. If a man be caught lying with the sheep, as he would with a woman, a hairy woman, he shall be put to death. But the thing that always got me about that is that it also says the sheep will be put to death. And that always drives me crazy. But I can just see what did the poor sheep do? So just go, what did I do? He crept up right behind me. I had nothing to do with it. It's his fault. I just feel sorry for the others. So what have you been doing in this weather? Well, I'll tell you what I've been doing. My wife had just stayed in the movie theaters, basically. Stayed in the movie theaters. And people always greet you there. They see the rabbis out of context, They don't know what to do. Ooh, rabbi, see you in a movie. They'll say that right in your face, Or I go to the restroom and say, ooh, you urinate. Can I watch? It's amazing. You go to movies. So I said, what am I supposed to do in the summer? What do you expect rabbis to do? Go to rabbi camp? Rabbi camp. Rabbi camp. Pass the Torah relays. Mikvah training in the shallow end of the pool. Or try talus weaving and tzitzit knot tying.